Hello, everyone. It's Elena Cardone here. Thank you. You are listening to your Empire Elite Call tonight. How is everybody doing? I can't see you, unfortunately, but I can see your chats and I see Victor and I see Vivian and Danielle and Roland. So thank you guys. Make sure you put in your chats so that I can see you. If you have questions throughout the night, go ahead and put them in. And we'll start off, and I'll tell you this. We have our dates for 10X Ladies, which is going to be August 4th and 5th in Miami. 2,000 people. Let's go. If you want tickets to that event, go to 10xladies.com, 10xladies.com. Gentlemen are invited. Bring your sisters, your wives, your co-workers. It's going to be a phenomenal 2-day event in Miami, August 4th and 5th. So make sure you get your tickets to that today. Okay, so look, I was talking to Grant, and he's at an event in California right now. I'm here in Florida, but he wanted me to kick off, and he was going over what I should talk about with you guys tonight. And I actually liked it. It kind of jump started me into where I was headed anyway, because I wanted to talk about motivation and accountability tonight. And I just thought he came up with 3 things to do to get more. So I feel like that just kind of was the perfect segue into my little section. Yeah, Trevor, 10X GrowthCon was amazing. If you thought 10X GrowthCon was amazing, come to 10X Ladies. That is a total mind-blowing experience. Lots of men that have attended were like, wow, this should be called something else, because they thought, oh, it's just for ladies and they weren't going to fit in or feel uncomfortable, or we talk about stuff that's not applicable to guys, but that's actually not the case. But it is a place where women can go and network and be around like-minded women who hold each other accountable and want to push each other to heightened levels of success, personally, financially, and professionally. So it is geared toward women, but we don't do like, I don't know. What do weird women do when they get together when they're not like 10X? I don't know. Crystal meditate. We don't do that, but I'm not knocking that, but that ain't what we doing at 10X Ladies. All right, so Grant Cardone's 3 things to do to get more. You're ready with your pens and your papers? Roland wants to find his wife. 10X Ladies is a hot ticket. Maybe you definitely stand a chance to find a 10X lady at 10X Ladies. I will say that. We are badass action women. Yes. Trevor needs a 10X lady. All right, come on, Trevor, now. You can get your ticket. You can be there. You support the powerful women on this planet. You want to go to heightened levels of success, then that's probably a good location to find that type of woman. Be on the same page, Vivian. Yeah. All right. 3 things to do to get more. Okay. Grant says, number 1, make very clear targets. Make very clear targets. You want more? Make very clear targets. Number 2, do the exact pathway. This is the math way. So the math way looks like this. He said, an example, you want 10,000 in a month, break down the math. So if you want 10,000 a month, divided by 30 days, that's $333 a day. You work 14 hours out of the 24 hours, that's 26 cents a minute. So what products and services can you deliver to produce 10,000 a day after you've broken down what you need to into little micro bits? You can either sell 1 product at 10,000, 10 products at 1,000, 100 products at 100. You could do 4 products at 2,500, 8 products at $12.50, 16 products at $6.25, 32 at $312, or 50 at $200. So it's a math game. Just break out the math and the numbers. And then number 3, he says, promote, promote, promote. So get yourself known, promote, find your target audience for what you are trying to achieve, and then promote to them so that you are looking at, okay, well, what products and how do I get it in enough hands to sell 16 products at $625. That's all you need in a month. When you break it down, that seems very doable, doesn't it? Or just go out and get one product at your $10,000 mark. Make it easy on yourself. And so number 4 is a little bonus, because we said what's the 3 things. But the little bonus is 4, make it happen no matter what, which leads me to the motivation. What does Gary say? Gary says, or one product for $20K and take the next month off. No, Gary, don't take the next month off. Just give yourself a little reward and keep going, get ahead. Okay, so make it happen no matter what. That brings me to motivation. A lot of people ask me, how do I stay motivated? Grant actually wrote a whole series and a whole program. Sadly, I haven't even gone through that whole product. Maybe I do that next, because I've always had this button on motivation, because maybe I've had a confusion about it. I feel like motivation is, rah, rah, like how do you get yourself feeling good and motivated? And I've just never really thought of myself as a motivation type person. I feel like it passed over me. So I'm a little chip on my shoulder about motivation, because I've gone so far into this lane of discipline. I've really had to just use discipline in order to get what I want done. I've had to use discipline. I have to do it without feeling like I have to get to this certain state of mind before I can actually achieve or accomplish something. Because I realize that state doesn't innately happen for me. So I've just really relied on discipline. And at first I balked at discipline. I was like, oh, that just sounds so boring and monotonous, and who likes discipline? And, I never want to be a fuddy-duddy. But once I got myself over the hurdle, I realized the value of discipline. I realized, wow, this is actually a really important tool in my arsenal to be able to strengthen that muscle called discipline, because when you have it, most people don't. And then discipline is like doing what you want to do, regardless of how you feel about it. So I've learned so much by practicing this muscle. I've learned not to depend so much on my feelings. It's made me a little less sensitive, in the good areas, it's made me tougher. It's made me stronger, because I don't care about my feelings. If I want to, don't want to, when you have discipline, you do it anyway. The beauty about once you practice this muscle of doing something, and it could, you can start off small. I always use this example. You can start off small with discipline. The example I always use is drinking a gallon of water a day. I have my water right here. Okay. It's just something small I can accomplish and figure out throughout my day, how can I get that gallon of water from when I wake up to the time I go to bed. After I've done that, wow, I accomplished something. I use discipline to get it done. How do I wake up and go work out in the morning? I use discipline. I never want to work out. I hate the gym. I've never liked it. I only like it when I'm done, but I do it anyway. I practice discipline, right? But the thing that happens once you do something consistently over a period of time, all of a sudden, now you can depend on yourself. Now you start having confidence in yourself. Now you start having dependability on yourself. You start having trust with yourself. So it's like sometimes I can go into an area and not know anything about it. A great example of that is when I became a realtor at EXP. I had no idea what I was doing, but I just went in and I was like, okay, I'm going to figure this thing out. I'm going to grow my team. I've grown my team to almost 700 people. I've supported that team. But at first I didn't really know what I was doing. Does that make me an imposter? No, but I say I'm gonna find a way to be successful at this game. And I now trust myself that when I say that, or I'm gonna be successful at this, it's not like the world is laughing at me, because I have all these little tried and true stats in the area where the world and the universe sort of just believes me. They're like, oh, if she says she's going to do something, she's going to do it, because look at all the stats in her life of where I've actually done and accomplished and done what I said I was going to do. So that's such the importance of this discipline thing, and why I balk so much at this motivation thing, like, because I am resentful that I don't innately have this, I just went motivated and yay. And so I've been bitter about it. But I've used this tool, discipline, and it's really gotten me to where I needed to be. But I really started to look at recently this thing called motivation, and I was like, okay, before I just am so antagonistic toward motivation, let me just break it down for what it means to me. And do I use motivation, and how do I use motivation, and what does keep me motivated? Somebody asked me that recently, and I didn't feel like giving the same spiel that I just gave you guys with the whole discipline. I don't use motivation, I'm disciplined. I was like, no, let me just answer that question. So really analyzed it. And this is what I came up with. Not in this order, but I wrote some items down here. One of the things I do to keep me motivated is I attend inspiring events. 10X Ladies and events like that I've attended, whether it's GrowthCon, I'm always inspired by 10X GrowthCon. But when I go to events too, that are other people's events that are like-minded, and I can get valuable content and information from them, and I can kind of hear something that changes my thinking, I'm inspired by that. Like, I suck and use it. So attending inspiring events, I don't read books, unfortunately, but I do listen to them on Audible. That's very inspiring. Since the beginning of this year, I think I have 15 Audible books under my belt. They inspire me. I get excited hearing about other people's lives and how they approach things, and I just feel smarter. That is inspiring to me. That's motivating me, right? It motivates me to do things. Okay, listening to success stories of the people in our lives that are winning from our products and services, that motivates me the most, honestly. But now let me reverse engineer and just who inspires you, and what are you listening to? Right now, I'm listening to a book called Killing Kennedy, but I did just listen to I just listened to Killing the Mob, Killing Kennedy. I listened to this book called Killing the Celebrities, which was about Elvis's story. Then it went to Muhammad Ali. No, then it went to the Beatles, and then Muhammad Ali, and about how the three of them had that they lost their autonomy, where somebody else kind of controlled their lives, and it was just a phenomenal book. These books inspired me, but I've listened to many books. I just got hooked on I listened to Killing the Patriot. So I listened to that whole series of books because they're amazing. But I love Audible. I listened to 10X Mentor, Grant books. I listened to 10X Rule on there. I listened to all of Grant's stuff on those books. Anyway, I'm fascinated. Y'all are hitting me up with all these books. Okay, let me get to motivation. What motivates me? You see how y'all now ask me about books? That motivates me. Right now, I'm motivated. And I've gotten a partner, like my friend Lisa Copeland. She listens to all the same books on Audible. So we're constantly checking in, and I'm getting ahead of myself. That's why I'm like, but I'm constantly checking in, and we have this like competition going, right? So competition gets me motivated. But let me backtrack and go over the items. And Roland's like, yeah, lots of killing. Yeah, I know these books are phenomenal, but it's just really well done and orchestrated. Bill O'Reilly, who I didn't think I wanted to read or listen to a Bill O'Reilly book, but once I listened to Killing the Celebrities, I was hooked. It was so good. Lisa is fire, Trevor. Okay, so motivated. What makes me motivated? This is like the new answer that I have that I'm so proud of. Okay, so the what I do now is I really look at how much do you or I want the goal. Like that's going to be my motivation level. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, like how much do you want that goal? Like whether it's losing weight or a dollar amount or like a, you know, a status with your kids or your husband or a job or whatever it is, how much do you want that goal? You got to rate it from a 1 to 10. And then I take up those 10s, you know, because they're probably going to rank more in priority, right? But how much do you want that goal? I really look at that. And then the next thing I do is I look at what I will gain. What do I get to gain if I attain this goal? And I literally write it out. All the things that I gain. And then the next thing that I do is I write, what do I lose if I don't get this goal? What do I lose? Sometimes the loss motivates me more than what I gain, ironically enough. I mean, seriously, like sometimes the thought of the failure, you know, like in life, you have your haters, you have your enemies, and you need those, right? Because otherwise life would be boring if you didn't have any barriers and you were just like, you got to win at everything. That wouldn't be really fun. Like you don't want to sit down and play a game of chess or checkers by yourself. I mean, if you know you're going to win because you're playing both sides, what's the fun of the game, right? How boring would life be if that was all you had? So you do need an opposition and an opposing side, right? But once you understand like your big goals, right, and where you're going, like your purpose, right? Right? Like if I want to be the face of the new women empowerment movement, and I want to figure out how to empower women to live up to their full potential, and then they would be so empowered that they'd want to then help their spouses and then their children and then the community and then the planet, right? Like if I want to do all of that, I would have to look at who is the enemy of that, right? So the enemy of that would be people who wouldn't want women to succeed, or if I'm trying to restore the family unit on the planet, right? Because that's another goal of mine. Like if I'm trying to restore the family unit, who's the enemy? People that don't want to see families win. What do those people look like? What messages are they sending out? So, you know, what happens if, you know, men and women don't come together and have babies? The civilization dies. Like, hello. I don't care what other people do in their bedrooms. I ain't trying to judge, but I do need some people on the planet to decide to have a family and have kids and babies, or the civilization, this species as we know it, dies. So who's the enemy to that, right? And then I look at, what do I lose if I don't put out that content? Or what do I lose if Grant and I break up? Well, then the enemies are the people who want families to fail. They win and we lose. Like, so I can't break up with Grant, like, because I can't let the other side win. Like the loss sometimes motivates me more than what do I gain. Like maybe I take sometimes for granted what I have to gain. I'm in a happy marriage. I have great kids. I do this. I do, like, yay, that's great. Yay. Maybe we can go on a big yacht trip as a celebration or something, but sometimes what motivates me more is the thought of the loss of losing all of that and having the people that really, because, believe it or not, there might be some people on this planet that want to see Grant and I divorced, that want to see us lose all of our money, that want to see my kids fail. Those are the enemies to my group. And so the thought of us not succeeding, that motivates me for that purpose alone. So make sure you write down, what will you gain? What will you lose? And then now you got to figure out, how do you surround yourself with those positive people? How do you surround yourself with the people that have the same purpose energy, the same purpose lines as you do? How do you align with people that want to see families win, that want to see people flourish and prosper, that want to see people have wealth and success, that want to see people have personal growth? Like, you've got to line yourself up with the people who are pro advocates for your purpose, and kind of like start distancing yourself from people that really have that anti intention. You want to stay away from the people that have anti intentions towards your intentions, like counter intentions. Keep away from them and set up and surround yourself by people who are positive. Okay. I already said this, but then after that, I get a friendly competition going. I like competition. I like games. I want to win. I want, and if I don't have somebody like, that I can look over and where you at, even if we're on the same team, of course, I want the competition to be on the same team, right? Like, hey, what's my personal reward? So that's the next one, right? What's my personal reward if I hit this target? What's the group award if we do this? And then set up that competition that can hold you accountable, that can also, be that little prod that you need to like get you like going, like on a horse, keep you motivated, jacked up, right? So I like friendly competitions because I like games, right? I like action. I like, I don't like just like, oh, it doesn't matter, and it's the journey, and it doesn't matter when you get there, just enjoy the process. That ain't me. I still have a big chip on my shoulder on that one, okay? Like, I want to get there. Like, I don't want to be on the plane on the way to the vacation. I want to be at the vacation. So, I want the prod. I don't want to spend, 20 hours in turbulent skies trying to get to frickin' Fiji. I want to be at Fiji. So I want somebody that's like going to get me there faster. So set up the rewards, but also find your friendly competition, right? Okay. And then I already said, I attend events, I read my books, I listen to the success stories, share the success stories with the people on your team. That's very inspiring and motivating. And then lastly, look it over daily and see where you're at. So that's, now I have a new answer for when people ask me about motivation. Okay, that's what I do. And now, how do you hold yourself accountable? All right, I have some probably elaborate a little bit, but how do you hold yourself accountable? Thank you. You guys rock, okay? Cece, I love you too. Yes. What books are you reading? Okay, I can give you, y'all can join I should start a book club, because I have read so many books since the beginning of this year. It's just like, not read. I don't want to lead anyone on. I've listened on audio, Audible. My daughter Sabrina, reads books, no joke, this big, 800 pages. She'll go through 2 books like that in a week. No joke. Like, wow, I admire those people. Okay. And she's one of them. And Daphne, our daughters, I just found out today from the people at EXP on my shareholders meeting call today that our daughters share the same birthday, May 21st. And your daughter is having her golden birthday because she's turning 21 on May 21st. But Sabrina is turning 14 on May 21st. Okay, that was a little behind the scenes information here. Okay, how do you hold yourself accountable? Okay, so again, you figure out what is the desired result. It's a little different from the goal. What is the desired result? Like, what is it that has to happen in the physical universe? The accountability, like, I don't know, like, is it the share body? Did you lose weight? Did you, do you have 10 new clients? Are they like, what is it? What is it that you're trying to hold yourself accountable to? Like, what is it? So get really clear what specifically the result is. And then I put a target date, because I got to have a timeline. And then I communicate the expectations to everyone that's involved in the accountability project. And then I figure out the plan and then follow through. Okay. So if I need to put an in charge over the division, I'll do that. So accountability, like, as I mentioned earlier with my trainer, okay, you got to know your strengths and weaknesses, or how are you going to hold yourself accountable? So for me, I know my weakness is, as I mentioned, I never wake up and want to gym ever. Even though I love training, I love my MMA, I love my boxing, I never want to go. But I love it when I'm doing it and when I'm done. I hate weightlifting, okay? But I want to be healthy. I want to be energetic. I want to get my energy and my adrenaline glands moving, and it's a good outlet. I know that for my stress, and it helps with my creativity, and it helps me to confront the hard things, and it helps me get my confidence in myself, and I just feel better when I work out. However, one of my weaknesses is I cannot be left alone in the gym because I will not work out, like, period. I tried, I beat myself up over it numerous times because it will not happen. And then I like invalidate myself. What is wrong with you? You teach all this stuff and then you can't freaking get yourself down to the gym. What are you going to say you're shit? Then I invalidate myself, right? See, I know this about myself. That's my weakness, right? But if I know this, I can put somebody in, I can still be in condition. Tell you what to do, okay? If I want that result, and I know no matter how much I lie to myself and say, oh, I'll work out, I don't work out on my own. So what I do in that case to hold myself accountable is I never purchase then most of the time it's 20. I usually just, paying cash to my trainer, 10 to 20 sessions. 10 sessions really isn't enough. Put it on the books. Future. If I want my results and I give myself a target of 6 months to get there, it's like doing the math. If you want 10K, you can sell a product at 1 at 10, 20, whatever. Well, you have to get with your trainer and figure out, well, how many times do I have to work out a week in order to gain muscle? What is the eating habits? What are the eating habits that I need to have? How much the sugar and the this and the that do I need to eliminate? Like, put myself on a 6-month prescription for the fitness prescription of what I need to make myself well, pay for it in advance. I can pay a chef now. I wasn't always able to pay for a chef. Now I can pay for a chef to make little meals, little small healthy meals. So why? Because if I don't have the chef meals, I'm eating potato chips. I'm eating junk food. I'm sorry, I don't have the willpower that y'all probably wish I did. I don't. I know this. I stopped pretending myself that I have it on my own, because I don't. All right. But what I do is I break it down. I pay for 10, 20 sessions in advance. I get 2 or 3 weeks on the books. I look at, 1 hour a week. Am I going to 1 hour a week? How is that going to get me progress? All right, am I 4 times on the up with the trainer shows up at the house. If the trainer didn't show up at the house, I ain't working out. I have to have somebody responsible. So I set that up. I set the chef food portion. I stick to what do you have to gain? What do you have to lose? On a scale of 1 to 10, how important it is to me? Give myself that target date, communicate my expectations to the workout trainer, to my food trainer. I communicate those expectations. I figured out the plan, and now I follow through. I'm very, very good strength. I'm very, very good at following the order. So when the trainer gives me the directions, I follow, I listen, I commit 100%. When the chef gives me the food, I'm committed. I don't cheat. As long as I have everything that is to have, I follow the plan. So I know I will get my results in that 6-month time frame when I set myself up for that kind of success. If I have to do it on my own, so that's how I hold myself accountable. I make it known. The more people you make it known to, the harder it is to back out of word, because then you look like a liar and a fraud. So I never said I do it all on my own. I've always said, you can never an empire alone. It's never happened in the history of the world. So, I need people. I got over thinking that needing people was a thing. I accepted that when I accepted that I needed my husband and he needs me. Before that, I always thought I had to be the strong, independent person and never depend on anyone for anything, especially a man. That doesn't work for me. That was not a successful action. I did not hit my goals when I was doing that, because I can't do everything. I can do anything, but I can't do everything. I need people. I am codependent on people. Codependent is not a bad word in my vocabulary. It's real, it's honest. I need my trainer. I need my chef. I need accountability, and I have no problems with it. I have no problems with letting other people help me reach heightened levels of success, because I can only get so high on my own. Have other people in the empire is to where you tap out on your own, they lift you up to heightened levels of success, which goes back to surrounding yourself by positive people who are goals in the mission with you. Certainly your trainer and your chef, or who, that's a small example, should definitely be in on that goal as well. They should be people that want health and fitness in their life and want to see it for you as well. So I hope those tips from Grant Cardone, starting from Grant Cardone on the 3 things to do to get more, to how do we stay motivated, how do I stay motivated, to how do you then hold yourself accountable in the whole mix. Hope that helped you. Again, this is your Elite Empire call. I wish I could see your faces. We normally do Zoom, but I've really appreciated all of you writing inside the comments. I love reading your comments. You guys are amazing. Jim writing his weekly routine here. Yes, I love it. Crystal, you're awesome. Look, 10X ladies, especially all of my ladies out there, to all of my ladies out there who want health, who want wellness, who want to be better personally, financially, and professionally, who want to embrace others on a like-minded path to reach a level of success, to be a little wind under your wings, to get you motivated, to help you be accountable, to help you reach your full potential so you can go out and be a game changer, a world changer, an influencer, making a difference for the better. Get your 10X lead ticket. That is a successful action. Everyone walks away from 10X Ladies a better person. I dare you to sit into 10X Ladies and not get one piece of information that won't be a game changer, change your life forever. It's impossible. So I look forward to 10xladies.com. Do it now. It's an order. Get used to like something right, and speed is power. Speed is power. Speed is power. The minute you start something, it already starts working on you. You want to be a 10X person, get the 10X Ladies ticket, purchase it today, and boom, it already starts manifesting, already starts knocking up in the universe, already starts pulling you forward to future events, to future success. So I can't wait. Timmy is there. Yes, Timmy. Can't wait to see you all there and collaborate. But of course, we'll have more Elite Empire calls before then. Until then, great. Build an empire because you can. You must go make sense for the better and hold yourselves accountable. But thank you so much. Bye, everybody.